Oh, hello!
What a match! What a performance!
This is brilliant. Who will be the winner?
Welcome to the BetVictor World Match Play at Blackpool Winter Gardens. I'm Dan Dawson. This is Jamie Banks on a night which saw Phil the Power Taylor, the 15-time champion here in Blackpool, and the world champion Gary Anderson both book their places in the semi-finals where they will face each other. When you say that, you must think they just strolled through, didn't they? No, they did not. Phil first up against Mervyn King. He was in danger.
My goodness, was he in danger. We said it yesterday, I promised you it'd kick off tonight, and it did. It was brilliant. To be honest, you know what, Dan, I thought Merv had him there. I really thought Merv had him. It was that 1-2-4 finish, though, the big moment from the big player, and he's through to the semi-final.
Yeah, bit the old magic from Phil Taylor, real iron ring stuff from the power. Gary Anderson, well, looked like a bit of a stroll, 7-3 up against Steve Beaton, 10-6 up against Steve Beaton, Beaton missing a few doubles. No, that's not what happened.
Again, I just, what's going on with these guys? The big four are through. They're into the semi-finals, but it just doesn't tell the whole story, does it? Not one of them have reached that top level yet. Michael sort of cruised through. Phil's had a test now. Gary's had a test. Adrian, well, he's has to up his level as well. The reality here is we've got the big four into the semi-finals. It should be a cracker, but neither of tonight's games went the way we thought they would.
No, and that means that they've got a lot of stepping up to do, and if any one of them does it and the others don't, they will probably end up being champion. We will talk more about that. In fact, I'll get you to talk about that with Rod.
Might as well do a bit of
fed up
bit of
talking
work.
to him.
Yeah.
We're going to get some odds from Jack Milner from BetVictor, but before that, we've got old John Mcdonald, who's been desperate to get involved, so he's just done this.
It's time for my all-time top 5 walk-ons. It's Peter Manley with Amarillo. In at number 4, you haven't seen him for some time, but you'll remember this. It's Colin Lloyd, Jaws, the monster. Well, he played on the PDC circuit when he played at the Grand Slam. It's Tony O'Shea, the silverback. Sadly, he doesn't play darts anymore. He's in at number 2, but he's still with us on Sky. It's Wayne Mardle with Hawaii 501. It's the number 1 spot. Who's won it? Well, it's the one and only, the legendary Phil the Power Taylor with Power. Taylor!
Dan promised 2 huge semis in the BetVictor World Match Play here in Blackpool, and it's delivered. Seeds 1, 2, 3 and 4 all making it through to the penultimate round, and Gary Anderson 3-1 from 4s after beating Steve Beaton. Steve will not be beaten. He has done, beating 16-13 here at the Winter Gardens, but he was far from disgraced out there. 12 all at one stage. Gary just got his neck off the line. He's now 3-1 from 4s for a first ever BetVictor World Match Play title, and he's 4-5 very, very marginal favourite to beat Phil Taylor in tomorrow's semi-final. The Power scraped through against Mervyn King. He looked like he was going to be in for something of a shock at one stage. He's even money to beat Gary Anderson in the semi-finals of the BetVictor World Match Play. He's been favourite for him every single game this year, but not tomorrow. Gary Anderson 4-5 favourite. In the other semi-finals, Michael van Gerwen, the world number 1, is 1-7 to beat jackpot Adrian Lewis. Lewis, another one who got through something with a slip up against Peter Wright, 16-14, despite having a few legs in hand. Jackpot 9-2 to beat the world number 1, and 8-1 outsider of 4 to win a first BetVictor World Match Play here at the Winter Gardens. Michael van Gerwen 4-7 favourite, but it's all about Gary Anderson against Phil Taylor. Anderson 4-5 favourite. The Power even money, and 4-1 to get a 16th BetVictor World Match Play crown.
Thank you for those odds, Jack. Rod Harrington joins us now on the wire. Semi-finals set up very nicely. The top 4 in the world. We've had the stories, we've had Steve Beaton, we've had Mervyn King, but we've got the best in the world going at it. It's what we want, really, isn't it?
It is, and I mean, this company, the PDC, runs on viewing figures with Sky, and yeah, we will get the best viewing figures for the next 2 days now, whatever happens. The best 4 in the world, as you said, 1 to 4 in the world rankings, the best performing professionals in the world, and I mean, it can't get any better.
Michael Van Gerwen takes on Adrian Lewis first. We've not seen either of them kick into full gear yet. Will they bring the best out of each other, do you think, tomorrow?
The best thing about this match is going to be the pace. It will suit both players. So what normally happens when you get 2 players like this that are rat-a-tat-tat, the speed, so they drag each other along in the slipstream. So you'll normally find that one starts hitting 180s, the other one will follow. I mean, obviously Michael's going to go in probably a heavier favourite. But it's always hard for me as a tipster to tip against Adrian Lewis because he's got this unbelievable talent and all of a sudden he just turns up and batters people. I don't think he's going to batter Michael Van Gerwen. I think it's going to be a very close game. But it's going to be very hard to tip because we're going to see a lot of heavy scoring. We're going to see a few mistakes because both of them do. But I think it's going to be an unbelievable game. And
in the other semi-final, Gary Anderson goes in as favourite against Phil Taylor. Does that sort of show how the times have changed over recent years?
Of course, and that's a natural transition of any sport. You know, the youngsters come through and take over from the old men. But you know, Phil is an old man, nearly as old as me, not far off. But I tell you what, you look at his averages tonight, and it was only a few missed doubles at crucial times. Now we know he's been doing that quite a bit over the last 6 months, perhaps to a year. But if he can just tighten up on his doubles, then his averages say that he's going to run close or even win. And Gary this evening, just a little bit edgy for the very first time for a long time. I mean, Steve Beaton put him under some pressure, and I've got to say, what a great performance from him and Mervyn King. So I ain't got a clue who's going to win that.
But Gary got nervy against Steve. Phil got nervy against Merv, try and say that a bit quicker than that. But do you think playing each other, familiar faces, they've been on the World Series with each other for a long time now, do you think playing familiar faces again will bring the best out of them?
I don't think playing familiar faces brings the best out of them. I just think because they're top professionals at the top of the game, that brings the best out of them. You know, you may get dull periods where one player will go off the top of their form and that's when the other player's got to jump on it. And it's normally you find the person who's going to win those matches, that the player is not wins the great legs, but who nicks the bad ones. And you normally see someone nick a couple of legs and you think that could have gone either way. They get control of the game, then they're full of confidence and the others are a little bit on the back foot thinking about, I should have won that leg, I should have won that leg. And that is what could turn both games.
Well, Rod doesn't just swan around with us here in the studio, he does some real work too. Here's Kim Huybrechts, My Throw.
Well, welcome to My Throw, and it's an absolute pleasure to welcome Kim Huybrechts, the #1 Belgian. First thing, let's have a look at his grip. Just have a look at his dart. He throws a straight barrel dart, which is so common with all the players, and it's a 24 gram, which perhaps is a little bit too heavy for some players, but it suits Kim. Can we have a look? Just look at your grip, Kim.
Just hold my darts like this.
There's the grip. See, that's a little bit different. A lot of players would have this point up here, but Kim doesn't. He has it there, and look. That one that props it up a little one, and that one is to keep it in its right place. Very interesting, but still, thumb and forefinger, the last things that leave the dart. Now, for all you older dart fans, if you remember a Peter Everson, he stood on this stage in about 96 and won this. This throw is identical to a Peter Everson. Now, Kim is a little bit shorter than most players, so he throws up at the board, so he can throw a lot harder, so he doesn't get what we call a rainbow on the dart so much as, say, a Barney who would loop it in. So, right, let's have a look at just your stance, Kim. Right, there we have it. Quite a common stance with the foot just on the off. Everything is in balance. As you can see, he doesn't lean forward too much like other players, but all the weight, look at that, in a dead straight line. So he isn't going to lean forward too much, he ain't going to come back too much. Now, the interesting thing about Kim, Ian White brought the dart right back in here. Kim has got another smooth throw, and it's all about smoothness. And look at this, look, it doesn't come back too far, it's just boom, boom, phew, boom, boom, phew. There isn't a lot that can go wrong with that because it's a shorter back lift, but a good extension. Treble 20, treble 20, Not bad at all. 180, what about that? Right, now let's have a look at the elbow. Look at this, look. This elbow is not dropping. Just throw the dart, Kim. You see that? The elbow does not drop. It's so important not to let that elbow drop. All about the rhythm, all the same pace. Doesn't rush it, make sure the dart's picked up exactly the same every time, and a good, firm release. Just one more thing, the head. Don't move the head. Look at that, look. It's not moving forward, is it? Thanks for that.
Oh, hello!
What a match! What a performance!
This is brilliant. Who will be the winner?